Alright, let's go ahead and see what... I'm not going to be streaming games today. No, this should be just a regular YouTube stream. Hopefully, there are no issues this week during this stream. I think I figured out the issue why I was dropping frames and stuff, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't think the whole frame dropping issue is going to be a whole frame dropping thing is going to be an issue this time. I think it's actually going to, I think it'll be fine. Shouldn't have to worry. Yeah, shouldn't have to worry too much. Everything should be working just fine. I shouldn't have any, hopefully no buffering and anything else like that. I'm just going to go ahead and do this live stream. Could be short, could be long, depends on how the evening goes. But anyway, it's time to get started, I guess, because, wow, hi Peach, how you doing? You may or may not be the only person who watches right now. Sometimes people watch, sometimes they don't. I don't know. I need a haircut, man. My hair is like it's like, I don't want it to grow out. It's getting the summer and it's getting all weird, so I'm gonna probably get a haircut tomorrow. But yeah, so it has, I will, like, maybe it's been more than a week. Maybe it's been like 2 weeks. I would say 2 weeks, maybe almost 3. Like ever since June, I guess I should have said this month in gaming, but oh well, already changed the title, even though I spelled it wrong at first. But it should be working now. Is a lot of stuff really happened this week. It's been a pretty wild ride. Xbox had their show, and why is my beard all out of line? Xbox had their show, and it was pretty good. They showed a lot of good games that are on the way that I'm looking forward to. Gears E-Day looks pretty cool. I've become a Gears of War fan. I wasn't at first when the original games came out. I didn't bother with them, but you know, I got an Xbox One at one point and played through all the games and realized that the games, they're not spectacular, but they are fun. And I ended up being a huge fan of the Gears of War series. I was like, you know what? I feel bad I didn't play these the first time around. But it's basically because I had a, what is it? I had a PlayStation. During that time, I was a PlayStation guy and not an Xbox guy, which, whatever, but. And they're finally doing a prequel to the series, Gears of War E-Day, which I thought they were gonna do 6 because like 6 more or less ended on a cliffhanger, but I don't know. 6 will probably come eventually, but I guess they wanted to make a new Gears game, and they're doing a prequel. It's like, I guess maybe it's the first time that Dom and Marcus meet. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, but we'll see. And like, that's definitely something to look forward to. There was also Fable. The Fable game looks pretty good. I like that. Let's wait till everyone shows up, and then I need to talk. I can't sit here and not talk. Like, what if people show up while I'm not talking? They're like, well, he's not saying anything. But yeah, so. Besides, this can be rewatched later on. If anybody misses it, they can just go ahead and watch it on here as is. But anyway, like I was saying, Fable actually looked pretty good. I never played a Fable game before, unfortunately. Is Fable even, like, can you buy? Let's see something real quick. I don't know. Let's check something out real quick. Let's go ahead and you know what, we're gonna switch over to this real quick. Let's go to display capture. Where's my camera? Hold on. I don't know, what the fuck? Alright, hold on, let me fix that there. Alright, so let's gonna go ahead and take a look at... Can you get Fable on Steam? I don't know. I heard you could, but... I'm trying to get, like, the first one. Oh, Fable Anniversary. Oh, you can buy it. Oh, dude, it's only like... Damn, really? It's only like... just over $10? You know what? I might actually have to try to pick that one up. Stream for 2 hours. I mean... It depends. If more people show up, then hey. If not, then it'd probably be a short stream. But, oh, so you can buy Fable on... Can you get all the Fable games? I mean, can I get, like... Oops, hold on. Let me see if I can went on it. No, just Fable. Just the first one. You know what? I might actually consider that now that I think... You know what? That might actually happen. I'm starting to wonder. I might actually get that game. It's like, is it... Special promotion offer ends June 23rd. Really? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy that right now. Hold on. Like, I don't even know if you can get it. I don't know if it's on Game Pass or not. At least not for PC. I'm going to go, I'm going to buy this shit. Hold on. Yeah, give me a second. I'm actually going to go ahead and... Alright, I bought it. I just bought Fable for like... I bought Fable for like $10. The first one. So, yeah. Maybe I'll get that for later. Because it's only on sale until like Saturday or something, so... Fuck it. Alright, I bought Fable. I bought Fable. Should we stream it? Should I stream me some Fable? I think that might be something I'd consider doing. That might not actually be a bad... I think I'll do it. I think I might actually go ahead and stream me some Fable. Alright, we'll see how that goes. Maybe you should go on Discord and post that I did. It's on... I posted all the Discords. Like... Hey, what up, Mike? How's it going? Let me try a few more Discords then. Alright, give me a second. Let's see. Let's go to that one. Let's go to that one. And that is pretty much all the Discords that, as far as I know, I'm allowed to, like, advertise myself. I don't know. If I go on the other ones, they might be like, don't you, you're not allowed to advertise here. I'm like, I don't know why other Discords are like that, man. They have a promotional section, but if you try to self-promote, they get all mad at you. Not mine, though. If you're all in my Discord, and if you're in my Discord and you want to promote anything, you go ahead and promote that shit. I am not going to be mad at you. Anybody who joins my Discord, free of charge, by the way. There's other people out there that charge you for the Discord, but no, I will not do that. Hey, what's up, Biv? How's it going? But, yeah, so... So, in Discord, a lot of us told Matt to try Jell-O salad and basically 60s food trend. I think I've seen those. Speaking of, you know what, well, not speaking of Matt, but today I watched Val's video of him making a reverse hamburger. I'm going to make that for dinner today. Like, I watched his video and I'm like, I want to try that too. I promote all the peeps I follow on YouTube, Twitch, to Twitch and Cord. Ah, thank you, appreciate it. You know what? I think last time I streamed, like a guy came in and said that you like he came because you promoted the stream. So appreciate that. But I remember him saying that. I think Homo did a bunch of those Jello salads. They had a male variety of Jello salads. I mean, I remember in one of Val's videos we did a video where he made a bologna cake. I remember doing that. I also don't remember it being very good. I saw the video. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make my own today for dinner. I saw that. I'm like, I'm trying this. I'm gonna make that fucking burger. I will probably do things a bit different. I'm gonna leave out the bread part. You know, he cut like in his video, he chopped up a bun and put it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm gonna leave the bread part out. But I think I'm gonna make a few adjustments. I think I'm gonna put like caramelized onions in there, because I actually like caramelized onions. I think they're good now. Like, I'm not a big onion guy. I like when I order a burger, I'll be like, no onions unless they're caramelized. Otherwise, they're pretty good. I like caramelized onions. They're delicious. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna like. What the fuck is a bologna cake? This is a video I'll see if I can. Give me a second here. I'll see if I can find the video, Mike, and I'll send it. I'll show you right now. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, I went ahead and I put that in the. Yeah, you can see it right there in the chat. So if you want to just. I like onions as long as they're not fresh, raw, I should say. Yeah, I don't like the raw onions. So usually when I go to a burger place, if I order a burger and they like, oh, with everything, I say no onions. Everything else is. I like everything else on a burger is fine. They won't put whatever they want. But onions. But I like caramelized onions. I do, and I know how to make them. I learned how to make them. I was so excited when I learned how to do that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, so when you get a chance later, go ahead and like look at that video, because I remember being in it. Yeah, and like. It definitely that video definitely happened. So yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that reverse. Is it smash? I thought it just called it reverse burger. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that one out later. And so I'll make it for dinner, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out like later on. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about gaming and stuff. SRT's trailer 2 for GTA this summer or fall. I haven't heard much about a second trailer, so I'm not sure. GTA 5, by the way. You know, it was nothing about it was mentioned during this month of like just all this gaming news coming out. They've only. I know they're planning on doing more trailers because they said, and the game is supposed to come out next year in 2025. Will it though? I don't know. It probably should, but I don't know when. It's probably if it comes out, it's definitely gonna be fall of next year. But they'll probably have a few more trailers of it before it comes out. It'll probably be a while before I play it because I don't think there's going to be a PC version for a while. So I'll pretty much probably wait till it gets on PC or anything like that when I decide I want to go ahead and play it. But I'll be right back. One second. Ugh. Ooh, I need some liquid. GTA 5 needs to end DLC-wise for online. It probably will. I'm sure they're working on an online version of Part 6. I mean, because, like, online for 6. I mean, the game GTA 6 takes place in an entirely different area. Well, it's basically the Vice City world, I guess. It's supposed to be the same area that Vice City took place. So they're returning to Vice City, I believe. The Metroid Farm. It's about... Dude, there's no way that game is just going to be on Switch only. Like, I have a feeling that game is going to be like a cross-platform game. It's going to come out for both the Switch and the Switch 2. I don't know how that's going to work yet, because I think they're going to stick to the cartridges. They're just going to have them, like, they're going to be able to hold more, the cartridges. So, I don't know. Maybe you can buy it for Switch 2, and it's its own separate cartridge, or you can just buy the original and play it on your Switch 2, because I'm pretty sure Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible. There's no reason why it shouldn't. If they're using the same type of cartridges, I don't see why they shouldn't be. But so, by the way, since we're talking about stuff from the Direct, Rockstar hired a bunch of modders from GTA Online. Yeah, okay. I'm sure they'll get that figured out. I'll let them deal with that. Speaking of the Direct, all right, so we're going to talk about this right now. One of the things, and I know this game is going to be multi-plat for sure, but oh my god, that Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I'm sitting there, right? I'm sitting there and, like, I'm watching it because I was up. I'm watching Direct. It was like 7 o'clock my time. They had it on. I was awake, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'll watch it live and stuff like that. I'm watching this thing, and they're going through some of the headlines and stuff like that, and then it shows that old school Capcom logo for the fighting games from, like, the PlayStation era, right, and the arcade eras at that time. And I hear the announcer, and he's like, "Next up, we're gonna take you for a ride." I'm sitting there like, no, they're not about to. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna. And here I am expecting just Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I'm like, they're finally gonna bring Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to the modern systems, and then they kept going, and I see X-Men, Children of Atom. I'm like, Marvel superhero, bro, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I'm like that Vince McMahon meme, when he's like, he's like, ah, like, bro, that was me. That was me right there. And I was just, I'm like, and to see this announced at a Nintendo Direct of all places, you would think you would see this during, Sony had their State of Play, like, what, a week, 2 weeks before? Like, they had their State of Play, and the game's coming out for PS4. And Sony pretty much owns the rights, mostly, to the FGC, the fighting game, to EVO, basically. I don't think it's FGC, but to EVO. They own most of the rights to EVO. So you would think that this game would get the announcement at a Sony State of Play, alright? I didn't even think about this. I don't think anybody brought this up when they talked about this. It's like, this game was announced on a Nintendo. Who's going to think of fighting games outside of Smash Brothers when you talk about Nintendo? Hey, man, I'm just saying. But, of all places, to hear this announcement, because it's going to be on Switch, PS4, and on Steam. I don't know why there's no Xbox. I'm not sure why they didn't do Xbox version. Maybe the Xbox version is coming. They just didn't get it done yet. But, on a Nintendo Direct of all places, you get this announcement. People have been for years wanting a return of Marvel, at least at least Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You know, Maximilian Dude had that whole movement to bring it back. You know, what is it called? Free Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You know, he's trying to. I don't know if this had anything to do with that. He says it did. He says it didn't. He wasn't sure. Like he never heard anything back, so he was like, whatever. I'm sure they're not gonna like do anything about it. But the point is like this get like I got excited, man. I'm like, I can't believe, bro. X-Men versus Street Fighter. Let's just start with that one right there. Is finally gonna get a proper release to play. And what I mean by that is, okay, we're gonna go back in time here, ladies and gentlemen. Gather round, children, for I have a tale to tell. If I could, I'd switch this to black and white because I think it might be the effect. But okay, so X-Men versus Street Fighter comes out, right? In arcades, and as far as I know, that was like the first tag team fighting game. Was it? I don't know. Maybe was there another one before that outside of like a wrestling game? Were there tag team fighters? I don't remember. But as far as I know, that was the first of its kind. The first game to do tag team fighting in the style that it did it. And the game is in arcades. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Full tag team glory. I remember playing that game. I remember my friends were talking about it and shit like that. Again, the game would eventually get a home console release, but there were some problems with this. Now, the game came out for the Sega Saturn, but in Japan only. Because by the time that game made it to consoles, the Sega Saturn here in America was pretty much dead. Developers abandoned it. You know what? They weren't really making any more games for it here in America. It still had life in Japan. It went on for a few more years in Japan, a couple of years even into the game, even into the Dreamcast lifespan. I'm on season 11 of One Piece. I'm on season 16, so I still got a long way to go. But yeah, the whole Water 7 arc. Sometimes One Piece, man, just gives you the feels. But anyway, hold on. We'll get back to that later. So the game X-Men vs. Street Fighter comes out to home console, but since the Saturn is pretty much dead here in America. Okay, so for the game to run properly on the Saturn, by the way, you needed to buy an extra cartridge. Like, there was a RAM cartridge that was sold for the Sega Saturn that you could plug into the back and it'd give it extra RAM. And the game only worked on the Saturn, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. The game only worked on the Saturn when you plugged it in. So that's what you get. You can get the full tag team and everything. You can do the tag team, play it as it was in arcades, and I hear to this day it was like the best version of the game. Alright, there's that. And since the PlayStation was pretty much the big seller at the time, you got the eventual PlayStation version. Now the problem with that is the PlayStation had very limited RAM. So the game could not do the tag team mode. You could only play 1 versus 1. You had the whole roster, but you couldn't do the tag team. So you were not able to tag. You had to pick one character and that was it. The only way you could play tag team mode is both players had to pick the same characters. That was the only way it worked. Like, both players had to pick the same characters. So let's say, for example, you wanted to, like, you would have to, like, player 1 would have to pick Ryu and Spider-Man, and then player 2 would have to pick Ryu and Spider-Man. They would have to pick the same characters for the tag team thing to work on the PlayStation version. And, you know, they never released any, as far as I know, they never released any other versions. So many cartridge consoles stopped in it. Yeah, but the Saturn was also a disc-based console, but it just, unfortunately, due to bad marketing here in the States, it got its ass kicked by the PlayStation. So any game that might have ended up on the Saturn at one point, there are plenty of games that were supposed to be on the Saturn where the production stopped and they moved to PlayStation because PlayStation was just selling more and making more money. But like I said, because of that, you got X-Men versus Street Fighter and eventually Marvel versus Street Fighter on the PlayStation, but you couldn't do the tag parts unless both played the same characters. It wasn't until Marvel vs. Capcom came out on the Dreamcast that we could finally get the whole tag team mode on a home console. Now, Marvel vs. Capcom also came out, the first one also came out for PlayStation, but it had the same problems where you couldn't do the tag team. So it wasn't until Marvel vs. Capcom on the Dreamcast that we finally got the full-on experience. And they didn't release any other games. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Street Fighter never came to any other home console until now. So here we are. I mean, finally get a chance to play all these games in their full, at least the tag team games, all the games in their full glory, with all the bells and whistles, the tag team and stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. It stole the show for me. I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't there a fighting? You're thinking of Mugen or Mugen. I don't know how to say it. It's called Mugen. That's an entire fan-made game system. Like, it's basically a fighting engine that anybody could use, and they can put any characters they want in this game and have them fight. So it's not really a real game per se. It's all fan made and fan driven, but they do fighting games. They do like Smash Brothers mods. They do all types of things. What do you think killed the cartridge era for consoles? I mean, it was gonna happen eventually because, like, I think now they can like you see with the Switch, they can do cartridges just fine with CD quality, everything. You know, by the time CDs were the medium. They were the main media source at the time, and cartridges were like, you know, a lot of the CDs were able to hold more information. So game company, when gamers, they can make CGI cutscenes, which is one of the main reasons why Final Fantasy VII ended up on the PlayStation at the 64. There was a Nintendo 64 version of Final Fantasy that was supposed to exist, but it got canceled because they couldn't do the FMVs, because the cartridges couldn't run FMVs that well. They probably could now. I bet like I said, they can do all sorts of things. But we're now at the time where you don't even need any of that stuff. Like, a lot of CGI cutscenes aren't really a thing. I'm not gonna say they're not a thing. They're definitely a thing, but I will say that like, you know, because a lot of games now just use the in-engine to make the stuff work. So they don't even need to do CGI. I'm not saying CGI doesn't happen, because I know it does. But yeah, so I'm just trying to fix something real quick. I didn't have the Nightbot set up right. That should be working now. Let's see. Oh wait, I don't have the... Give me a second. I'm just trying to test something here. Nope, not working. Okay, whatever. F you, Nightbot, you jerk. Don't want to work properly. But anyway, like, a lot of games now just use the in-engine graphics to do the cutscenes. I'm like, it's not really. But I think at the time it was basically like CG CG cutscenes were like the new hotness at the time, and it was a lot easier to do on CDs than it was cartridges. So that's pretty much, it was more cost effective too, I guess, because I guess, like, you know, they probably could have put CGI scenes on the cartridge, but it would have cost a lot. I think, like, a lot of game companies at the time thought it would cost more money than they would make at the time. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's how I remember it. Unless it's different and I don't remember it 100%, but I think that's pretty much where it was. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, with PlayStation, with the PlayStation State of Play, I'm surprised they didn't announce the Marvel vs. Capcom collection for that. Oh, there it is. Oh, finally, Nightbot. It took you like 2 years. I forgot there's a delay when there's like a 2-minute delay when you're doing YouTube. So, yeah. Let's see, Fable. I talked about Fable. I talked about Gears. I think that was from the Xbox perspective. That's the only two things that really stood out. Like, Perfect Dark looked good, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I might. We'll see. Because a lot of these games are gonna be on Game Pass anyway, so I'll get a chance to play them. Oh, Avowed. Avowed was one of the ones that I was definitely looking forward to. Like you say, the 90s was one of the last great eras for home entertainment, even the early 2000s. Yeah, I would agree to that. I mean, honestly, I think to be honest with you, like, I think the last gaming generation where you needed all three consoles if you wanted, like, the full experience was during the Xbox, OG Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube days. All right? I think that was like the only time you would need all, maybe 7th gen. All right, let me take it. Maybe during the Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360 era. Hey, what up, King City? I think during that was the last time you needed all three consoles if you wanted like a full gaming experience. All right, if you wanted to get the best of everything, you needed all three consoles. There was no, that's what I feel like. I think now you don't. Like, Xbox is putting a lot of games on PC. You can either buy them you get them downloaded from Game Pass PC. You can buy them on Steam. PlayStation's bringing their games to Steam. You got God of War Ragnarok coming up. Spider-Man came out. Ghost of Tsushima. All those games are coming to PC. You know, Spider-Man 2 will eventually probably hit PC and stuff like that. So, Uncharted games are coming to PC. Like, the Uncharted collection's on PC. If Xbox came out in the 90s instead of the early 2000s, I don't think it would have done that well. Plus, the Wii era was a revival in handheld games. The DS kind of saved Nintendo's ass, though. No. Okay, you're off by. I'm going to tell you something. I think you're off by one. You're off by one gen. Okay. The Nintendo 3DS, the 3DS, the 3DS saved Nintendo's ass during the Wii U era. Okay, because the Wii U just did not make it. You know, like, it was a good idea. It was a good concept, but for reasons I don't understand, Nintendo just kind of didn't seem to care about it. That's how it felt like to me. They didn't really advertise for this thing. They didn't work with third-party companies to get the games to the system that well. But the 3DS, just, you know, kept Nintendo alive. So much so that's why we have the Switch now. Okay, because basically the 3DS is what kept Nintendo's lights on. Okay, I'm sure Nintendo wasn't in that much trouble. They could afford the flop that was the Wii U. But honestly, like, they really could have done a little better with the Wii U. Regardless, comes on top of this console wars, I'm looking forward to just more crossplay, right? Especially with fighting games. But I keep saying it. At this point, I feel all I need for a full gaming experience is the Nintendo Switch and the PC. Because, and until Nintendo decides to put their games on PC, then I'm sticking with buying a Nintendo console. Outside of that, I don't need to buy anything else. Now, I know, people like to tell me, but Nick, you can just emulate. Like, I'm not going to, okay? Just leave me alone. Let me waste my money on Nintendo products. How's it hurting you? Would be a video good idea, Nick 3DS. I mean, I have my 3DS right here. I need to clean it. I need to clean it off, but I need to get a, like, the only reason I don't really buy one is because they're massively expensive, as far as I know, and I just don't make any money off of any of this content creation stuff I do to justify paying it. But I would buy a capture device for this so I could stream some games. Maybe if I feel like it, I would go ahead and Nintendo Sword Lesson does a 5DS. Maybe that's the name of the next system. Maybe I might think of emulating some 3DS games so I could stream them, but I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I might get the capture card because it would just be easier. But yeah, so like I said, a lot of people are like, you can just emulate Nintendo games. I'm like, just get out of here. Just let me, don't give me that. I get that all the time. Like I watch other people's videos and they're like, well, we PC gamers, we just emulate the Nintendo games. I'm like, shut the fuck up. A lot of these people act like they're doing some kind of revolutionary act by like emulating like Switch games onto their PC. Like they act like they're sticking it to the man. I'm like, bro, you're just an angry nerd who's stealing shit. Calm down. Like, I'm not gonna stop you, anybody. I'm not a cop. All right, I'm not a snitch. I'm not gonna call Nintendo and be like, you won't believe what this guy's doing. Like, but don't sit here and try to tell me that you're doing like some fucking revolution. If you want to do a revolutionary act, go overthrow the government. Otherwise, you're just stealing video games and you're just a fucking angry nerd. Game Boy Advance SP was my first handheld. It was not my... Dude, I love the Game Boy Advance SP. That was probably my favorite Game Boy handheld out of all of them. I enjoy the crap out of that thing. I remember I bought the Game Boy player, the Game Boy Advance player, that you could connect... What's up, Horror? That you could connect to your GameCube and play your Game Boy Advance games on there. But I liked that so much that I'm like, you know what? Now I want to buy a Game Boy SP. And I did. So I enjoyed that. The Mario and... You know, when that Direct started and I saw they opened with Mario, the new Mario and Luigi game. And like my first thought, and I'm sure everybody's first thought when they saw this was like, here we go. Nintendo's remaking another game. This time they're remaking Mario and Luigi. So I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, oh, here's another remake, but let me take a look. And then it turns out to be a new game. I was like, wow, they actually opened with a new game, not a remake. There's a brand new Mario and Luigi game coming out this year. It's brand new, and it's going to be on the Switch. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. New game there. The Dragon Quest remakes I'm looking forward to. The remake, the third one, like HD remake, like, what was it called? It's a mouthful. What the fuck is it called? Dragon Quest HD 2D remake. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake is coming out this year, and they're doing 1 and 2 coming out next year. And I uploaded a video talking about this that nobody fucking watched. That I'm looking, because Dragon Quest, like I said, when Dragon Quest came out, it was my very first RPG. Okay, the very first RPG I ever played, that I ever got my tiny little hands on the time, was Dragon Quest. Although it was called Dragon Warrior here, they didn't give it its original name until like Dragon Quest VII came out. But the first 4 games, when they came out in America, were known as Dragon Warrior. But Dragon Warrior was my first RPG, and that's the game that got me into RPGs. So if I were to ever make a video called the RPGs that made me, that would be first on the list. I don't remember how old I was. I had to be like 6 or 7 years old. Maybe 8. But the point is, I got that game, and that's the game that to this day has me still enjoying RPGs. So when the first one comes out, and I never really beat the first game. Like, my older brother, he got to the end of the game, he beat it, and he had a save file where, on his save file, and that's how I beat the game. I played the last level, like, I was in the I would replay the same dungeon, and that's how I beat the game. Like, I never played the full game myself. I was a kid. What the hell did I know? I didn't know what I was doing back then. Now I do, but, I'm just saying. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I was at on that. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Metroid Prime 4 looks pretty cool. It's kind of cool that God of War Ragnarok from the PC. I don't know if I'm going to buy that day one. I really don't. I might wait for a sale. So, should Sonic 06 get a modded remaster for Sony? No. Sonic 06 just needs to die. Okay, no, I'm not gonna say I never played Sonic 06. I think my cousin had it when he was a kid, and I played a bit of it. I didn't play it long enough to understand that it was a game that people hated. Overall, I probably would have, if I played Sonic 06 at the time it came out from beginning to end, I probably would not have thought it was a bad game. Okay? If I played the game when it came out in 06, on the Xbox or the PlayStation 3, whatever I played it on, if I played it at that time, I probably would have enjoyed the game. I really would have. It wasn't until, like, the internet exploded and became a huge thing when all these people came out and talked about how it was the worst Sonic game ever in existence. But I bet a lot of us, at that time, before the internet just completely, before the internet came along and told us that everything we liked was horrible, I think a lot of people would have been okay with Sonic 06. And I think people were at the time. You get some people who got the big YouTube channels, and they always talk about how horrible the game was and how much they hated it. But I bet they didn't really think about that at the time. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't play the entire game. Maybe if I did, I would have also agreed with them. Maybe like, oh yeah, they're right. This game was absolutely trash. But I never really played it. I've seen everybody's take on it, but never really played the game for myself. Maybe I should. I don't know. Where can I get a copy of it? I don't know. I probably have the copy. It's probably, I'm not going to worry about it, but I think I think the world, everybody just needs to move on. Sega needs to move on from Sonic 06. The people need to move on from Sonic 06. It's been almost 20 years, okay? We are 18 years away. It's 2024. Sonic 06 was... Hold on. Am I right? 18? My math... I'm terrible at math. I'm going to later on. So, okay. So, 20... Okay, 2026 is going to be in 2 years. Year and a half, actually. We're in June. We're halfway through 2024. So, yeah. I'll say roughly 18 years ago. Sonic 06 came out 18 years ago. All of us. Everyone. We need to get over it. Okay? It's done. It's over with. The game came out. The game has had some mods that people made that made the game better. It's been a long time. Let's move on. I'm sure there are much more horrible Sonic games on the way. like Sonic games. I do. I don't play them as much as I used to. But didn't Nintendo buy Sega out during the Dreamcast days? No. Sega is completely third party. They make games for everybody. Like, they make games for Nintendo. They make games for, like, Sega is just, it used to be a home console market. 2026 would be 20 years since Sonic. It was almost 20 years, people. Get over it. Right? Okay. You know, I think it's time everybody just got over. There have been worse games since then, by the way. I think worse Sonic games since then. Let's be real. They've topped themselves. More recent Sonic games that came out that were just as bad, if not worse. And nobody talks about those. They forgot about those, but everybody's like, Sonic 06, Sonic 06. It happened. Alright? It's time to let that go. Please. It's gonna be okay, people. Sonic 06 can't hurt you anymore. But, no, Sega is third party. They make games for PlayStation, they make games for Xbox, they make games for PC. They're killing it on PC, I think. I think a lot of the sales are on PC. Where's my fucking Virtua Fighter, Sega? You said you might reboot it. Where's the information on that? You made this list of games during... like, Sega made this announcement at some game show. I don't know, man. I hear a lot of good things about... I actually hear a lot of good things about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Like, it's not my thing, but I've heard people that played it, they actually loved it. They think it's great. It's like one of the best, like, Sonic games they played. I never played them. I have no interest because, like, it's like... Olympic Games. Ooh. But... From people that have actually played those games, I've heard they were pretty good. I don't know. Maybe some were better than others. You know, maybe maybe like the first couple of games were good, but the quality dipped. That's possible. That happens all the time. Maybe that's it. Maybe the newer games in the series are considered trash, but I think a lot of the games ahead of that, like when the series first came out, people said they were great. They loved it. And I'm talking about channels that were like complete Sonic fans who trashed 06. It's hard to tell. And like I said, Sega, where is my Virtua Fighter? You brought Virtua Fighter 5 to the PS4 and then did nothing with it. Where's my PC version? Like, Sega. Virtua Fighter. Where the... Pokemon always has a revival to extent each decade because we get a few bad Pokemon games. We always get... You know what? Here's the thing about Pokemon. Alright? It doesn't matter. Like, every year that a Pokemon game comes out, the quality has been consistently getting worse. Like, each Pokemon game that comes out, for some reason, is worse than the last. But the series still sells. Game Freak has no motivation to make the games better because they make $1 billion each game. The game could be whatever. And I see this from people who complain consistently about Pokemon. Saying the same things I say. But day one, there they are, buying Pokemon. I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. You know, anybody who complain, if anybody stop buying Pokemon, and they say, you know what, I'm not buying these games anymore until they improve. This is terrible. I like, you are doing the right thing. But those people are grossly outnumbered by the world. Sega should come back with a new console and have the balls to re-enter the console market. I mean, at this point, Sega was just ahead of the game when it decided to become third party. I mean, Microsoft is putting Xbox on almost everything. PlayStation's putting their games on PC. They're putting that Horizon Lego. Can we talk about this for a minute? All right, can we talk about this Horizon Lego game for just a few minutes? And I think everybody's making too big of a deal about this. I think this game coming to Switch means nothing. All right. You know, a lot of people on YouTube are laughing about this, and they're saying, "Ha ha! Look at that! Sony's going third party because they're putting Horizon Lego on Switch." That doesn't mean the main series is going to Switch. All right, the main series is going to be on PlayStation, on PC. The first Horizon. I stopped playing Pokemon after Black and White. Yeah, I understand. Like, I'm not there. I never gotten a Pokemon. I tried. I played the first game. I got bored of it. I'm like, no, this is. I don't see the big deal about this. Like, I like the cartoon, I guess. The cartoon was cool. But even after a while, I'm like, okay, this cartoon's going on too long. Yeah, so Lego Horizon, it's not going to make an impact, okay? Like, it's a Lego game. Like, it's not going to be the gateway for the Horizon games as a whole to be on the net. On the net. I'll tell you what. If, by some chance, by some weird-ass miracle, the Switch 2 comes out, if the Switch 2 comes out, and then you see the Horizon games get ported to Switch 2, then I'll be like, oh shit. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. But it's a Lego game. Who the cares? Alright? Little kids are going to buy it because they like the Lego games. But that doesn't mean that all these Sony games are going to start flooding to the Switch or Switch 2. It's just not going to happen, man. Just, you know, you got the people making fun of the Sony guys, going, "Ha! Your games going, all your games are going third party. Horizon Zero Dawn." You got the PlayStation guys. Some are like thinking like me. It means nothing. Oh, well, they're putting a Lego game. It's a Lego game. Whatever. Then you got the other ones who are kind of getting worried about this. Like, there's a PS5 game. This Lego game is coming to PS5, but it's also going to Switch. Why? I'm like, bro, it's a Lego game. Relax. Has Dragon Ball games died? You know what? I think a new one just came out, but I heard it wasn't that good. I think the new one. Let me see something real quick. Let's go to. You know what? I need to. Let's go to. Let me look something up real quick. I think there is a reason when the game came out. Yeah, the latest one is this one right here. So, hold on. Let me get to the display capture real quick. So, this is the latest game that came out. Or the latest game coming out. I don't know what this... It's a 3D fighter, I guess. I don't know. Is it a fighter or is it like a... I don't know what this game is yet, but this is the latest game coming out for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. You can pre-order now. Add to wish list. What? Okay, I got a question about something real quick. I meant to make a video about this, but I haven't yet. But I think I'm going to now. I was like, every time a game comes out now, like, instead of saying pre-order now, it says wish list now. Anybody notice this? Like, every game I saw get advertised is a fighter, okay. Every game I saw get advertised. Like, I'm watching the summer. Like, I watched some of the Summer Games Fest. I watched a little bit of that. I watched. Okay, I didn't get a chance to see the Xbox showcase. I was at work when it happened. I saw the game trailer afterwards, but like every game that it showed, at the bottom of the like when it got to the end screen, when it showed like the title, it said wish list now, not pre-order. I mean, some probably said pre-order, but a lot of them said wish list. I'm like, but they're really emphasizing that now. Like they emphasizing the whole wish list thing. It's so weird. Like I don't know how else to describe it. But oh, but yeah. So this is the latest game coming out. Was this? I heard it was a. Was it a mobile game? Like that's what I heard somebody say it was a mobile game. Maybe I misheard. So yeah, I don't know. This is the game that's coming out. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, to be honest with you. So I probably won't play it. I mean, I have Dragon Ball Fighters on PC, and I had it on PS4 too, but I didn't really. I played some of it, but I was trash at it. But Dragon Ball Fighters though was a pretty good game. I mean, it reminded me of old school's Marvel vs. Capcom. So it was like like the first Marvel vs. Capcom. It was like really cool. I want to get back into it, but is anybody playing it? I don't know. But yeah. Anything else? Like what else? Like outside of that, there are a couple little other RPGs advertised during the Nintendo Direct that I'm like, whatever. I probably won't. I don't know. There's like a lot of RPGs coming out. I'm not gonna get to all of them. I'm currently playing what am I saying? Eiyuden Chronicles. That's my current game that I'm playing, which it's a fun game. I think it looks nice. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It's been a pretty. I'm actually excited for a lot of stuff coming up. So I haven't felt that way in a while. It's cool to see some actual games coming out. Like I said, Gears of War looks cool. Can't wait for that. I think I'll enjoy that. I think Gears of War will be awesome. Fable, I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm in the minority here, but I'm looking forward to the next Dragon Age game. I really am. But I will probably play Avowed for it. Avowed is coming out this year on Game Pass, and I've been looking. Avowed is like it plays kind of like the old, plays like Elder Scrolls basically. Nintendo really needs a revival of rated M games. I feel like Nintendo needs to have the adult audience back. You know what though? Like, here's my thing, and you know what? Maybe I'm just speaking for me on my behalf. Is like a lot of the games I play, even on PC. I'm not even talking about Nintendo. Like a lot of the games I play are either E for everyone or teen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely like play the M-rated game here and there, but I'm just not really that into them anymore. It's just like I don't care about this rating system. All right. It's only there. The only reason why this rating system even exists is to get like parents groups off. It doesn't work. Is to get lawyers and parents groups off their back. Because there's always a group of people that are all trying to sue everybody, and they want to go out their video games, want to blame video games for life's problems, and it's only there so the game companies can say, "Hey, look, we rated this game mature. If you went ahead and bought it for your 9-year-old kid, that's your fucking fault." Alright, we told you it was an M-rated game. We told you there was going to be violence. There's going to be violence and cursing and titties. These are going to be in that game. We told you it was there. If you bought it that's on you. Alright, don't blame us. We told you it was going to have all this stuff in it. If you were dumb enough to go out there and still buy this game for your kid, don't blame us. We told you. I've seen it. When I used to work in electronics department in my store, people would buy the games for their kids. Their kids are like 9, 10 years old, and they're fucking buying these games. And I'm like, just to let you know, this game has titties in it. I didn't say it like that. I would say nudity, but I'm like, bro, this game has nudity in it, man. And the parent would be like, whatever, or the parent would be like, yeah, we're not going to buy that for you. It's like, no, violence is okay, but you are not old enough to see titties. Kid you not. That's pretty much what happened. Violent game, they didn't give a shit. You told these parents that there's nudity involved, they're like... But, yeah, so... you missed a whole lot of ranting there. Did you say... Yes, I said titty. In video games. Some video games have that. You can warn them, spell it out for them, and show them, they'll still buy the damn game. But that's on them. I'm not going to tell people what to do. But that's only there, so, you know... I don't want you. So the parent doesn't come back to GameStop or whatever. I didn't work in GameStop. I'm just saying. I'm using GameStop as an example. You know, parent, you sold me this game, and like the person at GameStop or whatever is gonna be like, bro, this said maturity. It said violence. It said nudity. It said all this other stuff. It said language. Like, you were warned about this game. You want to buy it for your kid? You're a fucking moron. When customers try to bring up broken games and blame the store. Yeah, I know. I've seen stuff like that before. But, yeah, so everybody getting mad at, like, that's the only reason the thing exists. SMT is giving my violence and titty fix. You know, I was going to say, I don't remember, because I don't remember a lot of nudity in, but then I remembered some of those monsters are kind of like, a lot of the monsters in that game are not very modest. But, like I said, a lot of the games I play, I don't care about the rating system. I mean, I'll play, if I play the game based on how interesting it looks to me, alright? I'll play a game, if it's rated E for everyone, I'm like, oh, that game looks fun, I'm gonna play it. If it's very mature, and I like it, like, I played mature games. Like, I've streamed a few of them, right? You know, I played Max Payne on there. I played a lot of the mature rated games. I'm not against it. It's just that, like, a lot of those gamers are just like, oh, I only play mature games because I'm an adult and those are the games I play. I don't, like, fine. Nobody cares. Just, like, bro, if you play whatever game you want, okay? But if you're going to sit here and try to act like you're the adultiest of adults because you're only playing Emerald, nobody cares. Like, play whatever game you want. Play whatever rating game you want. Play whatever, like, just don't make it your identity. Okay? You don't see a lot of us going, oh, I only play E for everyone games because I'm a wholesome person. I don't play, like, what am I doing? I don't know. But, like, you don't see people doing that, right? You only see the people who play the mature games acting like they're the guys. Like, I play adult games. Only gamers that do that. All right, there's nobody out there brags about playing E for everyone games. There's nobody out there that brags about only playing teen games. It's only the people who want to act like they're like, bro, we know you're, we see you, all right? You have a job. You're an adult. You're a grown person, right? We see you. You don't have to tell us that you only watch this type of movie, that you only play these type of games. We know you're an adult. You don't have to tell us that because you're an adult, you can only play mature rated games. Like, nobody fucking cares. And the new villain demons are not, oh, okay. Like, play whatever you want. If, like I said, if you play mature only games, that's fine. I get it. Those are the type of games that appeal to you, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. I say this all the time. Like, If your bag is just M-rated games because you feel that's where you should be in your gaming, that's fine. Like it's nice. It's okay. Like nobody is going to tell you that you're wrong for that. But when you start getting on other gamers and just telling with your chest saying that those it's like, bro, nobody cares. Go play your video games. It's fine. I remember when I was, I worked, like I said, I used to work in the electronics department at my store, and this guy comes up to me one day, and he buys a bunch of 3DS games, right? Whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. This guy's like, well, I'm buying this for my kids. I'm like, bro, it's fine. I'm not here to fucking judge you. If you want to buy a stack of 3DS games, buy a stack of 3DS games. Play it for yourself. Play it for your kids. I don't care. I didn't ask. I didn't look at you like... I didn't look at this guy like, what you doing? Why are you buying these games, grown man? Like, I didn't say anything, man. This guy just starts explaining. I'm like, bro, it's cool. I don't care what games... It's like, bro, you bought Street Fighter 4. I play Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 was the game that was out at the time. I'm like, I play Street Fighter 4. I play Street Fighter 4 on my PS3. You know? I play Street Fighter 4 on my iPhone, right? Street Fighter 4 came out for iPhone, and I played it on there sometimes. And bro, you're buying Street Fighter 4. Like, that's cool. Why are you acting like you? I don't play. But yeah, one of the games you bought was Street Fighter 4 because it was also on the 3DS. Street Fighter, a lot of people don't know this. Street Fighter 4 was on the 3DS, and like, it wasn't on the Wii U for some weird ass reason, but it was on the 3DS. This is why I said earlier the 3DS kept Nintendo in the scene during the Wii U era. That games that didn't come to this Wii U came to the 3DS. One of those games being Street Fighter 4. This guy's buying Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. Well, I only play. I'm like, bro, chill. It's cool. You don't have to explain yourself. No, look, man, Mike. Honestly, most of us play whatever most of us play what we enjoy. All right, we don't let, if we're interested in something, we play it. Okay, doesn't matter what the rating is. If it's E for everyone, mature, whatever. If it's a game we're interested in, we play it. If it's a realistic looking game or it's animated looking, a lot of animated games, by the way, are M for mature. All right, there are, like Latency over here is saying he's playing SMT5 right now, the new one, SMT5 Vengeance. Completely like animated looking game, mature rating. Okay, it's in there. Like, there's a lot of these games that have that animated look to it. And guess what? They're M for mature. All right. Graphics themselves don't necessarily mean don't really affect it's the content of the game, not the graphics. Okay, think about that. There's a lot of animated games out there that are M-rated because of the context. It has violence. It has nudity. It has language. It has cursing. People are yelling. They're screaming. They're cursing. They're naked. They're killing things. It's bloody. But it's animated. But it's still M for mature because it has all those things. M-rated games are not regulated to realistic-looking graphic games. They're not. There might be... I need an example. There has to be a realistic-looking game, a game with a realistic-looking graphics of modern graphics that has to be less than an M-rated, right? That's got to exist. I'll be right back. I need to check it on. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to go take care of something real quick. All right, so sorry. I was gonna go look at something and then I had to deal with something else. So I'm back, but appreciate that. Sorry about the. Anyway, so check it out. What did I miss? Anybody say anything while I was gone? What's going on with the chat? Okay, no, we're still. Check it out. Uncharted Collection. Look at this. Teen. Realistic looking, like, I don't want to say realistic looking graphics. They're pretty close, you know. Like, at the time, modern graphics. You know, modern, realistic type graphics, mature graphics. Rated teen. Look at that shit right there. I'm like, it's reversed on the camera. So look at that. Rated teen. Okay? All the bells and whistles of adult-oriented content, but clearly not violent enough to offer. There was no like nudity or anything like that. It was like the equivalent of PG-13. All right. So yeah, that's basically what we're what we're looking at here. So, like I said, a lot of people who do the whole "I'm a man, I only play man games," or "I'm an adult, I only play adult." Are there women that do this? Are there female gamers that do this? I wonder about that. That's a good question. Are there Are there female gamers out there who only play like mature games and be like, I only play mature games? I'm sorry I did the voice. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. You have too many collections. I know. I've been thinking about selling off my PS4 in the games because I really don't play it anymore. But who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind one day. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, I play mostly on the Switch and PC now. I don't really do anything else. Playboy made games? I mean, I can't show it, but when I'm on Steam, sometimes browsing the store, I come across certain games that are very, they're porn. I don't. It's like it's porn. It's porn, like straight up everything. And it's like, why are these games on? Like, why are these games? I brought this up. Okay, check this out. I made a video about this. A little short I made a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, it's weird that when I'm scrolling through the Steam store, okay, and I come across, let's say for example, I come across an M-rated game. I want to look at this game, okay? I click on it, and I need to put in my birthday to prove that I'm old enough to look at this content, okay? Now, I put, like, you know, I just put January 1st. I put January 1st, 1981, okay? That's not my birthday, but I just put that, and any year that's over 20, all you gotta do is be over 21 at this point. You know what, it might be 18. I think you have to prove that you're over 18 to see the adult-only content. Or not adult-only, the mature-only content. So, for example, I want to look at, let's say I want to look at Resident Evil, okay? I want to look at a Resident Evil game. I want to look at the trailer, I want to look at pictures, and when I click on that, it wants me to show that I'm over 18. However, if I come across these other games I'm talking about that I just mentioned, it doesn't ask. It doesn't, and like, I brought this up, right? And I put this video on both YouTube and TikTok, okay? Now, I didn't get really a lot of responses on YouTube, but on TikTok I got comments, all right, and people are like, "Well, that's because of you. That's because you have your thing allow you to see this. You have it set." I'm like, I don't remember putting that. Okay, they're trying to blame me for the fact that these games are showing up in the Steam store, but it doesn't ask for the age, and that's just fucking weird. Okay. I can't show that on YouTube, or like if I show these, if I show this on YouTube, I would get. There goes my channel. Channel done, gone, bye bye. So, yeah. But you know, I'm sure Playboy, Playboy probably makes games. I don't know what kind of games they make. I don't want to know. We're not gonna find out, at least not here. But yeah, so that's fucking weird. I don't know what to say. But yeah, so I don't know. But like I said, and I say this all the time. I think I say this at least once per stream to everybody. Just play what you want to play, man. It doesn't matter. I promise you nobody cares what type of games you play. Alright? But it's all, like I said, it's always the mature ones that are like, I only play mature games because I'm an adult, and those are the only games. Like, bro, are you not allowed to play other games? Play what you want. You're an adult. Do what you want. I just feel like it's that crowd that mostly does this. Like, I haven't come across anybody who ever says, well, I only play E for anyone games because I'm a wholesome person. Alright, I don't play those heathen games with the adulting stuff. I don't do that. That's disgusting. Maybe they exist. I don't know. I'm not saying people don't say that, but I've never, as far as I know, I've never run into these people. I've only seen other gamers do it. So, tis what tis. Tis what it is. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today. I don't know what else to talk about. Hell, I don't even think I talked about what I meant to talk about. But I did, you know, the games coming out and stuff like that. A lot of games coming out I'm looking forward to. For both, let's just, honestly, for just PC and Switch, okay? I'll say Xbox, but I'll just play them on PC Game Pass, alright? Sony got games coming out, you know, God of War, Ragnarok's coming out, and stuff like that. So we'll see. But anyway, that's all I really have to say about that. Japan really has a bigger gaming market than probably will be the first ones. Develop the ability to enter your game world. Going to very serious. Yeah, I talked about that. I think I talked about that last stream. Like somebody, maybe it was you. I think it was you who asked me what the next step. It's basically immersive VR. All right, that's going to be the next step. I mean, they're working on it. Like I said, you're going to strap yourself into a chair, or you're going to strap this helmet on, and you're going to be in that game world. Like, they're already doing it with VR. VR games are kind of iffy. But that's going to be the next step. All right, we're all going to be... Maybe not me. I'm too old for that shit. I wouldn't handle it. I'll probably die trying to do it. But for the younger kids... like, basically, the best world thing is, like, World of Warcraft. All right? Instead of playing at your computer, you're going to be in World of Warcraft. You're going to put the thing on... You put the helmet on or whatever, the VR visor, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to be in World of Warcraft. That's just a big example. But, yeah, so anyway, I think that's going to be it for this stream. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to stream a bit on Twitch tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going to try it. And, yeah, so anyway, I just want to say thank you for everybody for stopping by. It was fun doing this. Hopefully I'll get to do it again a little later. We'll see, but like I said, thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time.